And there, sports fans. Hey there, sports fans. Just a face figure stick out. Okay. Got you figured out. Got you figured out. Yeah. Okay. Got you figured out. Hello. Eat some crackers here. Oh, let's see. Hey, Chat GPT, how are you? Can you go ahead and remind us again of a bunch of things that Donald Trump took credit for that Joe Biden actually did? You go ahead and remind us of a bunch of those things. And why don't you go ahead and start us off with that ceasefire, if you don't mind.
Hey there. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Hope you're doing great too. Absolutely. Let's talk about some of the things Donald Trump has taken credit for that were actually achieved during Joe Biden's administration, starting with the ceasefire you mentioned. 1. Israel-Hamas ceasefire 2021 claim. Trump and his allies suggested that the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas wouldn't have been necessary if he was still in office, implying it resulted from his policies. Reality. The May 2021 ceasefire between Israel and Hamas was negotiated with active diplomacy by the Biden administration, particularly through behind-the-scenes talks involving Egypt and Qatar, coordinated by Secretary of State Antony Blinken and the National Security Council. Trump's Abraham Accords were diplomatic deals, but they did not directly involve Hamas or address Gaza, which is where the conflict occurred. 2. COVID-19 vaccine rollout claim. Trump frequently claimed full credit for the vaccines and suggested he should be recognized as the savior of the pandemic. Reality. While Operation Warp Speed under Trump accelerated development, the actual rollout and mass vaccination efforts began under Biden. When Biden took office, only about 1% of Americans were fully vaccinated. By mid-2021, that number had soared due to logistics, supply chain management, and vaccine distribution ramped up under Biden.
Economic recovery and job growth claim aim.
Trump has pointed to job growth numbers in 2021 and 2022 as signs that his policies were still working. Reality. The US economy added more than 12 million jobs under Biden by 2023. These gains came from stimulus spending, like the American Rescue Plan, and stabilized COVID policies that reopened the economy. Trump left office during a time of massive job loss due to COVID-19. Infrastructure investment. Claim. Trump claimed he laid the groundwork for the infrastructure decade. Reality. Trump promised an infrastructure bill for 4 years but never passed one. It was Biden who got the Bipartisan Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act passed in 2021, securing $1.2 trillion to repair roads, bridges, broadband, and more. 5. Lowering insulin costs. Claim. Trump said he was responsible for lowering insulin prices. Reality. Trump did sign an executive order in 2020, but it was limited in scope and never widely implemented. It was Biden's Inflation Reduction Act 2022 that capped insulin at $35 a month for seniors on Medicare, and the Biden administration has since pushed drug companies to extend those caps to private insurance plans. EV and clean energy investments. Claim. Trump recently claimed the EV boom and battery plant expansion were because of his trade policies. Reality. The Inflation Reduction Act and bipartisan infrastructure law passed under Biden fueled an explosion in EV manufacturing, battery plants, and green tech investment. Trump actively criticized EVs and climate policies during his term.
7. Amtrak and rail investment claim.
Trump has claimed he always supported Amtrak and rail modernization. Reality. Trump tried to slash Amtrak's budget every year he was in office. It was Biden, a longtime rail advocate, who delivered $66 billion in funding for rail in the infrastructure bill, the largest investment in Amtrak since its creation. Let me know if you want a part 2. or if you'd like citations or deeper details on any of these, always happy to dig into it.
Wow. Sounds like Biden was a pretty good president, huh? How about instead, can you remind us of a bunch of stuff that Trump took credit for that Obama actually did?
Absolutely. Let's take a walk down memory lane and go over a list of things Donald Trump took credit for that were actually accomplished under Barack Obama's administration. Trump was often eager to brand or repurpose policies and victories from the Obama era as his own, especially in areas like the economy, military, and crime. 1. Economic growth and job creation post-recession recovery. Claim Trump said he rebuilt the US economy from scratch. Reality, the economy was already in its longest expansion in US history when Trump took office in 2017. Under Obama, after the Great Recession, the US saw 75 consecutive months of job growth, the longest streak on record at that time. The unemployment rate dropped from 10% in 2009 to 4.7% by January 2017. Trump inherited that trend and rode its momentum at least until COVID hit in 2020. 2. Falling crime rates. Trump claimed he made America safer and brought crime down. Reality, violent crime had already been on a decades-long decline under both Clinton, Bush, and Obama. The FBI's uniform crime reports showed crime fell steadily under Obama, including a 10% drop in violent crime between 2008 and 2016. Trump's term actually saw a surge in homicide rates during the pandemic in 2020. 3. Iran nuclear deal monitoring. Trump claimed he put Iran in check. Reality, Iran was and allowed Iran to resume nuclear activities. Veterans' Choice Program. Claim, Trump repeatedly said, I got Veterans' Choice passed after 44 years. Reality, false. Obama signed the Veterans Access Choice and Accountability Act into law in 2014, giving veterans access to non-VA care if they lived far from a VA facility.
Yep.
Trump did expand it in 2018, but the original program was Obama's. 5. Decrease in uninsured Americans. Claim, Trump said his administration lowered the number of uninsured people. Reality, under Obama and the Affordable Care Act EA, the uninsured rate dropped from 16% in 2010 to 8.6% in 2016. Trump tried to repeal the ACA and actually saw a slight rise in the uninsured rate during his term. Cyber Command upgrade. Claim Trump said he strengthened US cyber capabilities from scratch. Reality, the US Cyber Command was established and developed under Obama in 2009-10. Trump elevated it to a unified combatant command in 2018, but the foundational work, staffing, and tools came from Obama's tenure.
Yep.
7. Auto industry bailout. Trump claimed he saved the American auto industry. Reality, the auto bailout was crafted in late 2008 by George W. Bush and fully implemented by Obama in 2009.
Yep.
It rescued GM and Chrysler, saved millions of jobs, and helped the industry return to profitability by 2011, years before Trump's presidency.
Bush and Obama on that one.
8. Trade enforcement with China. Trump claimed he was the first to be tough on China. Reality, Obama filed more WTO trade complaints against China than any previous president. His administration targeted subsidies, intellectual property theft, and steel dumping with legal and diplomatic actions. Later imposed tariffs, but the foundation of enforcement was already in place.
Yep.
Paris Climate Accord.
Oh, jeez.
Claim.
Trump dismissed the Paris Agreement as a disaster and claimed he rejected a bad deal that
He's
was
an idiot.
hurting the US. Reality, the Paris Climate Agreement was voluntary and non-binding, negotiated under Obama in 2015. The US helped lead global efforts to fight climate change, and other countries largely stayed committed after Trump pulled the US out in 2017. Biden rejoined it in 2021.
Yep.
Dodd-Frank and Wall Street oversight. Trump claimed he fixed Wall Street. Reality, the Dodd-Frank Act, signed by Obama in 2010, was the primary reform legislation that regulated Wall Street
Yes.
after the 2008 crisis. Trump weakened parts of it in 2018,
Yes.
but the bulk of the consumer protections and banking rules remained intact from the Obama era. If you'd like, I can dig deeper into any of these or get you another batch. Trump's history of self-promotion includes quite a few rebranded accomplishments.
Can you go ahead and then and sum up everything that you can think of that Donald Trump inherited because of Democratic leadership, because of Obama and Biden? Could you go ahead and do that for me, please? Could you go ahead and sum up for me, and remind me of everything that Trump inherited that was good? It was a good thing. Everything that Donald Trump inherited that was from Democratic leadership, like Obama or Biden. Could you do that for me, please? Get him out of here. There's a lot. There's some good presidents. Yeah, there's no excuse for how that man has been.
Absolutely, I can break that down clearly for you. Let's go through a comprehensive summary of the good things Donald Trump inherited from Democratic leadership, primarily Barack Obama and by extension Joe Biden as VP. These include economic trends, policy groundwork and geopolitical stability that were already in place when Trump took office in January 2017. What Trump inherited that was already going well, thanks to Obama-Biden. 1. A growing economy. Trump inherited a strong economy with 75 consecutive months of job growth, unemployment down to 4.7%, stock market growth, S&P 500 nearly tripled under Obama, the longest economic expansion in US history, started in June 2009 under Obama, and continued into Trump's term until COVID-19 in 2020. 2, falling budget deficit before tax cuts. Obama cut more than half from its Great Recession peak. Trump inherited declining deficits, but reversed course with his 2017 tax cuts, which added $1.9 trillion to the debt without offsetting revenue. 3, falling uninsured rate. Thanks to the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, uninsured rate fell from 16% to 18%. Millions gained access to Medicaid or subsidized private insurance. Trump inherited a historic expansion of healthcare access, which he tried but failed to repeal. 4. Strong financial regulations. Obama passed Dodd-Frank to stabilize the banking sector after 2008. Trump inherited a stable financial system with consumer protections and oversight in place.
Yep.
5. Rescued auto industry. The Obama-Biden auto bailout saved GM, Chrysler, and the entire US auto supply chain. By the time Trump took office, the auto industry was profitable, growing, and stable. 6. Declining crime rates. Trump inherited historically low violent crime rates. Crime had fallen for decades. Obama oversaw a 10% drop in violent crime. Despite Trump's American carnage rhetoric, the US was relatively safe in 2016.
Yep.
7. Global alliances and diplomatic stability. Trump inherited strong ties with NATO, EU, and Asian allies. The Iran nuclear deal, JCPOA, which had Iran's nuclear program contained. The Paris Climate Agreement, which had US leadership in global climate diplomacy. He later withdrew or weakened all three. Target 8 cybersecurity framework. Obama laid the groundwork for US Cyber Command, National Infrastructure Protection Protocols. Trump inherited a functioning cyber defense structure, which he sometimes downplayed or defunded.
Yep.
And clean energy momentum. Obama made big federal investments in wind, solar, and EV technology. Trump inherited rapidly falling solar and wind costs, early-stage EV infrastructure, billions in clean energy job growth. He tried to reverse this, but the private sector continued moving forward.
Wow.
10. Scientific institutions and pandemic planning. Obama created global health security teams, playbooks for pandemic response. Trump disbanded the Global Health Security Unit in 2018 before COVID hit in 2020. 11. Improved student loan systems. Obama made federal loans direct to student, eliminating private bank middlemen. Created income-based repayment plans, helping reduce defaults. Trump inherited a more efficient student aid system, though his policies later weakened borrower protections.
Yep.
12. Stronger US military position. Obama oversaw a responsible drawdown in Iraq, the operation that killed Osama bin Laden, increased focus on special forces and tech-driven military capabilities.
Yep.
Trump inherited a modern, restructured, and well-funded military. Summary. Trump inherited from Obama-Biden Democratic leadership a growing economy with falling unemployment, a declining federal deficit until reversed. Major healthcare coverage gains, strong global alliances and diplomatic leadership, a stable and regulated financial system, a functioning pandemic response framework, a revitalized auto and manufacturing sector, low crime rates, cybersecurity and military readiness, momentum on clean energy, a rebuilt student loan system, groundwork for veteran care expansion. Let me know if you'd like this in infographic form.
Thanks, Obama.
Or want a side-by-side comparison of what happened next under Trump.
Like, this is why so many people liked Obama and voted for Biden. Like, it's because so many people paid attention and know what he did. They voted for him a second time. Oh, man. That many things. That many things. see. Isn't it interesting how just foolish people really are about that subject? Isn't that interesting? Like, you can just sit here and fire off, like I've always said, just fire off endlessly thing after thing that Obama or Biden did. And so much of it is stuff that even Trump tries to take credit for, because even he can't deny these are things that were good. Like the ceasefire. And then you have voters, even streamers and stuff, that acknowledge they were wrong about massive things, and don't go down that avenue. Don't explore how much they're wrong about with this guy. They don't consider how much Obama, Biden, and the Clintons did to pave the way for him. They just continue thinking the same thing. A second. Could you also tell us everything excuse me. Alright, I had to take a drink there. Could you also remind us of everything the Clintons did to pave the way for Democrats to be successful? Could you go ahead and remind us of everything that Bill Clinton did that was good to have a successful presidency and again help the country for the foreseeable future? Could you go ahead and remind us of all those things, please? Keep in mind, if Trump actually accomplished all of these things that any of these Democrats did, you would sit here and ignore so many little tiny things about Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Trump did even half the shit Bill Clinton, Obama, or Biden did in office, and then just like, oh, I don't know, Monica Lewinsky scandal or something like that, you would not care. You would ignore that. You would just be like, whatever. Look at everything he did. And then meanwhile, that's exactly what the Democrats are doing. And you believe, you're in denial. You literally just believe Trump actually did all the things that he lies and takes credit for. Here we go. Here's everything Bill Clinton did.
Absolutely. Happy to lay this out. While Bill Clinton's presidency, 1993 to 2001, is not without controversy, there's no denying that he implemented several key policies and decisions that helped stabilize the US economy, strengthen democratic messaging around fiscal responsibility, and set the stage for democratic success in the 21st century. Many of these moves laid the groundwork for future Democratic administrations, including Obama and Biden. What Bill Clinton did to help the country and pave the way for democratic success. 1. balanced the federal budget and created a surplus. Clinton inherited a large budget deficit and turned it into a surplus, the first in nearly 30 years. By 1998, the US had a budget surplus which lasted through 2001. He did this through 1993 Deficit Reduction Act, raised taxes on the wealthy, cut spending, strong economic growth. This gave Democrats a reputation for fiscal responsibility, countering the GOP's tax and spend label. 2. Oversaw the longest economic expansion in US history at the time. Under Clinton, 22 million new jobs were created. Unemployment fell from 7.3% to 3.9%. Inflation remained low. Poverty rate dropped. He left office with the strongest economy in decades. 3. Championed global trade and economic integration. Supported NAFTA, controversial but widely backed at the time by both parties. Backed China's entry into the WTO. Promoted free markets plus globalization, helping cement USO tech and service dominance. While NAFTA drew criticism later, especially from labor groups, at the time it helped boost trade and economic alliances across North America and prepared the US for a globalized economy. 4. Welfare reform with limits. Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Act, 1996, aimed to overhaul welfare, placed time limits on benefits, required work or job training, meant to reduce long-term dependence while providing transitional support. This helped rebrand Democrats as centrist and economically responsible, appealing to moderate voters. Criticism, some argue it deepened poverty in certain areas, but politically it made Democrats more competitive in swing states.
5.
Invested in education and technology, expanded Pell Grants and student loan programs, created the AmeriCorps National Service Program, supported technology in schools, e.g. E-rate program to get internet in classrooms, boosted funding for Head Start and early childhood education. 6. Opened the door to the internet boom. Absolutely, happy to lay this out. While Bill Clinton's presidency, 1993 to 2001, is not without controversy, there's no denying that he implemented several key policies and decisions that helped stabilize the US economy, strengthen Democratic messaging around fiscal responsibility, and set the stage for Democratic success in the 21st century. Many of these moves laid the groundwork for future Democratic administrations, including Obama and Biden. What Bill Clinton did to help the country and pave the way for Democratic success. 1. Balanced the federal budget and created a surplus. Clinton inherited a large budget deficit and turned it into a surplus, the first in nearly 30 years. By 1998, the US had a budget surplus which lasted through 2001. He did this through 1993 Deficit Reduction Act, raised taxes on the wealthy, cut spending, strong economic growth. This gave Democrats a reputation for fiscal responsibility, countering the GOP's tax and spend label. 2. Oversaw the longest economic expansion in US history at the time. Under Clinton, 22 million new jobs were created. Unemployment fell from 7.3% to 3.9%. Inflation remained low. Poverty rate dropped. He left office with the strongest economy in decades. 3. Championed global trade and economic integration. Supported NAFTA, controversial but widely backed at the time by both parties. Backed China's entry into the WTO. Promoted free markets plus globalization, helping cement USO tech and service dominance. While NAFTA drew criticism later, especially from labor groups, at the time it helped boost trade and economic alliances across North America and prepared the US for a globalized economy. 4. Welfare reform with limits. Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Act, 1996, aimed to overhaul welfare, placed time limits on benefits, required work or job training, meant to reduce long-term dependence while providing transitional support. This helped rebrand Democrats as centrist and economically responsible, appealing to moderate voters. Criticism, some argue it deepened poverty in certain areas, but politically it made Democrats more competitive in swing states.
5.
Invested in education and technology, expanded Pell Grants and student loan programs, created the AmeriCorps National Service Program, supported technology in schools, e.g. E-rate program to get internet in classrooms, boosted funding for Head Start and early childhood education. 6. Opened the door to the internet boom.
Something went wrong. Oh, hold on. Sometimes it does mess up. Something went wrong.
There's no denying that he implemented several key policies and decisions that helped stabilize the US economy, strengthen democratic messaging around fiscal responsibility, and set the stage for democratic success in the 21st century. Many of these moves laid the groundwork for future democratic administrations, including Obama and Biden. What Bill Clinton did to help the country and pave the way for democratic success. 1. Balanced the federal budget and created a surplus. Clinton inherited a large budget deficit and turned it into a surplus, the first in nearly 30 years. By 1998, the US had a budget surplus which lasted through 2001. He did this through 1993 Deficit Reduction Act, raised taxes on the wealthy, cut spending, strong economic growth. This gave Democrats a reputation for fiscal responsibility, countering the GOP's tax and spend label. 2. Oversaw the longest economic expansion in US history at the time. Under Clinton, 22 million new jobs were created. Unemployment fell from 7.3% to 3.9%. Inflation remained low. Poverty rate dropped. He left office with the strongest economy in decades. 3. Championed global trade and economic integration, supported NAFTA, controversial but widely backed at the time by both parties, backed China's entry into the WTO, promoted free markets plus globalization, helping cement US tech and service dominance, while NAFTA drew criticism later, especially from labor groups. At the time, it helped boost trade and economic alliances across North America and prepared the US for a globalized economy. Welfare reform with limits. Personal Responsibility and Work Opportunity Act 1996 aimed to overhaul welfare, placed time limits on benefits, required work or job training meant to reduce long-term dependence while providing transitional support. This helped rebrand Democrats as centrist and economically responsible, appealing to moderate voters. Criticism: some argue it deepened poverty in certain areas, but politically, it made Democrats more competitive in swing states. 5. Invested in education and technology, expanded Pell Grants and student loan programs, created the AmeriCorps National Service Program, supported technology in schools, e.g. E-rate program to get internet in classrooms, boosted funding for Head Start and early childhood education. 6. Opened the door to the internet boom. The Clinton administration supported deregulation and innovation in the tech sector, promoted internet infrastructure, avoided over-regulating early digital industries, helped launch the dot-com boom, transforming the US economy and global position. 7. Promoted criminal justice reform at the time. 1994 crime bill increased police funding, included an assault weapons ban, and funded community policing, aimed to respond to rising crime rates in the early 90s. The bill has been heavily criticized in hindsight for contributing to mass incarceration, particularly of black Americans. But at the time, it was broadly popular and helped Democrats counter the GOP's soft on crime attacks. 8. Supported peace and diplomacy. Northern Ireland Good Friday Agreement, 1998. Clinton played a major role in brokering peace, intervened in the Balkans to stop ethnic cleansing, Kosovo, Bosnia, strengthened US alliances through diplomacy and multilateral institutions. 9. Appointed centrist, qualified judges, appointed Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Stephen Breyer to the Supreme Court, nominated hundreds of federal judges, many of whom were pro-civil rights, pro-choice, and pragmatic. 10. Made small but pivotal steps on LGBTQ+ rights. First president to appoint openly gay federal officials. Created Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Controversial, but at the time considered a compromise to prevent military expulsions. Set the stage for later LGBTQ+ civil rights progress under Obama. 11. Rebranded the Democratic Party as a third way. Clinton and the Democratic Leadership Council, DLC, pushed for a centrist, pro-growth, pro-family, pro-reform message, helped the party move out of the Reagan-Bush shadow and appeal to middle-class, suburban and independent voters, positioned Democrats as capable on both social and economic issues. In summary, what Clinton did to pave the way for Democratic success category key achievements. Economy, balanced the budget, 22 million jobs, lowest unemployment in decades. Fiscal policy, created a surplus, showed Democrats could govern responsibly. Education and tech, expanded access, supported internet and innovation, global leadership, stabilized diplomacy, expanded trade, promoted peace. Criminal justice, 1994 crime bill, flawed but impactful at the time. Healthcare and welfare, protected Medicare, Medicaid, reformed welfare system. Judiciary, appointed influential moderate to liberal judges. Civic engagement, created AmeriCorps, increased national service opportunities. Party messaging, rebranded Democrats as centrist, competent and electable. Let me know if you'd like this as a shareable infographic or speech-style summary. I can also walk you through what Hillary Clinton contributed during this period or later in her own right.
So this is what YouTube has locked the device at right now. The device is displaying that. That's what YouTube is lying about right now. That's what it says. That's the lie. And again, while it said that earlier, I snapped that. That was what it said earlier while it was lying. While they were lying, I snapped that screenshot showing the actual number who was actually in here. So you can clearly see that YouTube lies. And then again, right below my screen is just this fucking goddamn, like you see this, right? This fucking, this is what's below my stream where they're promoting that 217 viewers, and you know, again, like I said, they're showing that 0 fucking people are in this fucking stream. 0. They're even blacking it out. Look, they're even blacking it out. 0 fucking people are in this stream. They're saying that on this device, yet they're saying there's 2 in here. And then directly below my screen, we have the same fucking scammer with 2,000 people watching his stream, watching him click a fucking mouse. So again, we have YouTube lying, blacking out the fucking screen. You try to watch the stream and it's blacked out. This is what YouTube does. The scam company, this is what they do. Because they're fucking trash. And you can clearly see that there's 4 fucking people in here. Yet on this device, it says there's 0. It's just literally stuck at 0. Completely lying about how many viewers are actually in the stream. And again, you can clearly see it's blacked out. Just lying, not showing what the stream is actually showing. Just lying. So you see the scams that YouTube runs. And we already showed last night, as I refreshed the concurrent counter, we showed how quickly the concurrents actually came in here, and we showed that we had a regular amount of views. Did you see that? And all we were doing was talking about how TrashTube allows fucking terrorism, stalking, harassment, and all this shit. And again, you saw a normal amount of views. Imagine that. Because again, what we were doing was we were constantly refreshing the concurrence every few fucking seconds. So they couldn't fucking lie about it. Because they sit here and they freeze it. So as you're sitting in the stream, if you want to know what the concurrents actually are, you have to leave the stream and come back in. And it'll be a different number. It won't be the same number you just saw. It'll be totally fucking different. Because YouTube fucking lies for huge gaps of time about what the concurrents are. Right now, they're saying there's 0. They're lying. They're just fucking lying. Saying it's 0. So as you can see, there have been concurrents pretty much the whole time. We're at 126 views. It's been a pretty normal amount of views lately and normal amount of concurrents. Yet we're sitting here and we're freezing the concurrent button and lying and pretending about it. And also, I'd like to note that we're still getting scammed, because as you can see, we see a spike of normal amounts of concurrents that come in the stream, and then it completely nosedives down to nothing, as always, indicating that YouTube is intentionally doing this to every single stream. That's on purpose. That's on purpose. And then you see literally just nothing but 1, 2, 1, 2 for the longest time. And then again, the biggest spike all of a sudden, conveniently as we're laying in a fucking bed. Conveniently as we're laying in a fucking bed. Yep. Yep. Conveniently as we're laying in a fucking bed, we see more concurrence than almost any other time in the stream. And earlier in the stream, we're talking about thought-provoking things. Thought-provoking things, thought-provoking things, thought-provoking things, thought-provoking things. Politics, thought-provoking things, informing people about how Donnie Dickhead's screwing them all in the ass. About how they're literally just in denial. They're all fucking lying for the biggest fucking scammer, cheater on the planet that's destroying all of us, destroying this country, destroying other countries. And you're all in denial about it. We're educating that concept. We're talking about it. They don't promote that, but we lay in a bed. Suddenly they promote that. Just like at the beginning of the stream, you see normal promotion levels, and then as soon as we get, as soon as we see that spike, bam, nothing. As soon as they realize we're live, bam. Which is why they want to know when we're live. Which is why they want to schedule, so they can fucking lie. So they can fucking lie. That's why. Every stream you've seen this. You've seen this every fucking stream so far. Where our concurrents should be up here. That's where they should be. Why would they do that once in the stream? Every single stream. Like every stream you see this literally every stream. Sometimes you see them up at fucking 27. Well, I have an answer for you. I actually have an answer for you. Are you ready? Are you ready for this answer? I don't know if you're ready for it. So I discovered that I'm not the only one. Well, I've been discovering this for a while, but I've been finding out, YouTube really does try to make sure that you don't find out about the other people that this is happening to and all that too. And they do cause problems for you. Absolutely, they spy on you, they cause problems for you. Absolutely. So,
Hello there, this is Dana Arcuri, author, speaker, and wellness advocate. And today I have a serious concern, and it's for both the viewers and the YouTubers who have their own YouTube channel. And I'll start with that. I've been with YouTube for 7 years, and I joined and started my own YouTube account back in March 2011. I've had 7 years of experience. I've seen some very interesting things happening on here, and through the years I've always wondered how come the numbers didn't match up with the likes, the views, the comments, and the analytics. I've always questioned how come they were so far off. I don't know who is in charge of the numbers on YouTube or who's working on the back end as far as, you know, being some form of support for YouTubers. But I think there's just such a severe discrepancy that it needs to be brought out and it needs to be voiced, and we need to talk about this. So I'm curious, if you are a YouTuber and you have your own channel, number one, how long have you been with YouTube? Number two, have you noticed that your views, your likes, your comments, and your analytics are inaccurate?
now keep in mind this was 6 years ago, and we see 70 likes on this, but only about 1,000 views. She has 30,000 subscribers. And this was 6 years ago. And she was talking about the same thing. And keep in mind that the comments on this are disabled. And you remember how I said, when you talk about this, we get nasty fucking bots, nasty fucking trolls being harassing, stalking, like downright disgusting in the chat, in the comments, when we talk about this. So keep in mind that the comments on this particular video are disabled. Keep that in mind. So, you know, it's likely to assume the same thing was happening to her as she was being censored and she was speaking out about it.
So I'll give some examples and I'll share with you a few things going on. And we'll stick right now with more recent, because that's really probably more concerning to me now is the present time. So let's talk about, I have a recent video, so we'll start off with that one. I have a video called What MLM Taught Me. So if I'm on my home page and I'm either on my phone looking at YouTube or I'm on my computer, you know, it doesn't even matter what device, because the bottom line is when I'm looking at the home page of my channel, I could see the whole list of different videos and it'll show underneath it views. So for example, when I'm looking at the What MLM Taught Me, it shows 6. And it's really crazy because when I click onto that particular video, it's today showing 20. Well, that's a pretty big discrepancy.
So we've discussed how YouTube literally does this to me. If I go to my channel pretty regularly, if you go between the home and live section, for the longest time, for like years, I could sit there and take screenshots, and I have them, and prove back to back, regularly, daily, that these views were not adding up, and there were huge, massive differences in the view numbers as she's talking about discrepancies. And so she's not the only one. And again, I've been telling you about it too. I've been calling it out, and I've been showing you firsthand how even live, people tell me they're in the chat, they've been watching for X amount of time, but it's been saying viewers I confirmed I was in there watching for X amount of time and it said 0. So like basically like YouTube was sitting there for X amount of time just lying about somebody actually being in the stream, and it probably just lied to them and said 1 or put some placeholder in place so that it looked realistic to them, but really they're just making that shit up. They do not have any interest in promoting your streams, and they're lying about that, and you do not have any fair chance. They want to not have policies and censor you all they want, instead of having clear policies for censorship if that's what they want. And that's what she's talking about, that's what I've been talking about, where this or that is being censored and stuff like that, and all these problems are happening, and all that. So let's just keep going here.
But let's talk about even bigger discrepancies. So my number one video, for whatever reason, is Flying High with Gabapentin. And for whatever reason, this one really took off. Maybe people are prescribed this prescription. Maybe people have had negative side effects or severe interactions, or maybe someone was prescribed the drug and they're considering that they'd like to check it out and they want to learn. And so they're Googling or they're on YouTube and they're, looking for potential videos that could be educational and help build awareness. And so they want to know. They want to know real people and real stories. And that's how they end up on my page. And I'm real. I'm authentic. I share it like it is. I'm a pretty upfront, blunt kind of person. But nevertheless, let's get back to the issue. And that's when I go to my analytics and it shows me that Flying High with Gabapentin is my number one video. Fine. But the problem is this. When I'm on my back end, so I'm in the back office on my own YouTube channel, and I could see the comments, I could see how many views, I could see different likes and details about it. They're not matching up. They're just not matching up. And I think the biggest discrepancy, we're talking ginormous, is the analytics are showing that I only have 33 comments for Flying High with Gabapentin. The reality is, and this is only as of today, I have 938 comments. So my question is, what the heck, YouTube? Like, why are you doing this? Do you get off on it? Do you enjoy manipulating people's different channels? The YouTubers' views and their likes and their comments, and even the ability for people to watch our videos. The truth is, I've been having for days now problems where I can't even watch my own videos, that it won't even upload. So what I mean by that is, it's already on, it's already uploaded, it's a done deal. It may have been a video that's been on for a long time even, but the problem is I can't see it or hear it. It's black. So when I'm in front of my computer on my phone, it's black. The screen of my video is black.
That's another result. Okay.
And the little bar.
So this is another symptom of something that happens as a result of what YouTube is doing to all of us. Okay, so I'm going to explain this. Basically, what YouTube is doing is they're pulling all of the internet from whatever device they know that they can pull this from, that's connected to your Wi-Fi or your internet, and they have that because you're streaming. So because you're streaming, they have that data, they can see that. So whatever other device is using that, what they're doing is they're maxing and completely pulling all of it from that device, so that it either A, crashes the stream, causes a problem for the stream, and the other device starts taking priority, or B, the other device has like some sort of real weird problem and both things have a problem. Either way, this is the scam that they are causing. YouTube is actually sitting there and actively, it's like all the things I've told you where something happens where it's something I've used for years, it works just fine, but then conveniently after the first time I stream with it, all of a sudden it has all these problems. Well, this is not make-believe. This is, again, this exact thing. This is why. Because the very second that they realize that this has some type of internet connectivity or something like that, what they do is they use that as a piggyback to just flood all of the data, all of the data, all of the time through that. You know, like I said earlier, with in the chat with the flooding their ad data, it's possible that can do that too. But either way, just as much as possible, and using it all from that other device, again, while you're streaming, causes that. And with me, because I've been proving this off stream, and I've been doing a lot of things where I'm streaming. Remember when I said I started proving things where back to back, because I was proving it on a private stream? I was actually getting I was proving I was getting views on private streams, even though I hadn't watched it, and nobody should ever be able to watch. Yeah, and then then fast forward to years later, when they're still doing this and orchestrating this, I started proving off stream, on stream, but streaming privately, that the exact circumstances where they were causing a device to overheat and use too much and be poorly optimized during the stream and stuff like that was only an orchestrated scam by YouTube to get me to quit or stop streaming or something like that, because back to back I would then get on the stream, and I would even make the circumstances way worse. I would get on the stream in a really hot car. I would intentionally turn off the air conditioning and do that on the one that was in public, and I proved that the same things weren't happening and the device didn't even overheat. And so basically I've been working at this for quite some time, where we've been able to sit here and we've been able to prove through testing and verification that YouTube is really now pretty aggressively attacking me and my family. That's it. And YouTube will do this, just as they did to her. Hashtag censored next to her video.
Go in circles.
So that's what it is.
Circle and circle and
Yeah,
circle.
circles,
and even on some occasions, I'll get a little notification from YouTube where it will say there's trouble viewing it, and you may need to refresh your page.
They want you to think that that's...
Yes. Refreshing doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything at all. And so...
I'll be willing to bet she had a shitload of hate comments about not knowing her internet's shit or something like that. No, I've done it too. I've sat here and proven through speed tests and other various tests, functions like actual tests I've orchestrated other than speed tests, showing you how well my internet can handle certain things. Easily proving how much it can handle. Easily proving that it can handle these things. Easily. I have proven this, again, with speed tests even other than me, those organizations, the best. And not only that, just also me sitting here very, very long periods of time showing you for years that YouTube has been doing the same thing, but just changing it over time. I say what it is. I confirm how it's happening. The very second that I confirm how I'm confirming that, they then change the scam so you can no longer backwards engineer it. That's why. Because again, they're just going to change it the moment that I confirm how it's happening, and they're going to adjust what they're doing so you can't backwards engineer this glitch, this thing that's happening. Because now they're just going to slightly change it because I've confirmed, this is how it's fixed. So they're going to make sure, and they do a better job next time, and that's what they've been doing. So, I'll bet she got a lot of hate comments and stuff. That's why she probably disabled comments from YouTube, from their bots that they use, basically saying, oh, your internet's shit, what a Karen, or something like that. Probably the most nasty stuff and stuff. But really, no, she's just, again, a smart person also noticing these patterns too, and calling them out. And you see what people do.
Oh, this is a concern. Why does YouTube have so many technical issues? I mean, if you're such a big and powerful corporation, which, you are huge, so why don't you have tech people troubleshooting and resolving
No, it's
issues?
on purpose.
And why would YouTube mess and manipulate our likes,
There you go.
our views,
Manipulation.
our comments.
There you go.
I don't have the answer. I can't give an answer, and I don't know
just
what the
did.
solution is, but I really believe that for
Federal
anyone to
investigation.
have success on YouTube, we absolutely do need YouTube itself as a corporation to be on our team,
They're
to
fraud.
be on the same page.
They won't be. They're
to
frauds.
be working fair.
What you
And
have
the
to
thing is-
realize is that it seems like almost everybody that works at YouTube now is in on this. Where it's kind of secretly behind the scenes seems like, yeah, they are just as disgusting as the thought of it is. Truthfully, like some of the people that realize what's happening to my family and stuff like that, and don't contact their local police and stuff like that, since YouTube's based out of California, and those employees could on their own good conscience contact their law enforcement. They're not doing that either. Like, all these different employees I supposedly talk to and stuff, where YouTube's clearly doing nothing, those good, very good employees, they're not doing anything either. Even though, again, my street address is typed into the title of a video on a stalker's YouTube page where he stole the stream, posted a bunch of pictures of my family members over top of this stream, and just has been doxing my street address in my chat all over this platform, pretending to be various family members, impersonating them, talking sexually as if he is them, and again, doxing my address all over his channel, which again can be used as data mining central. So again, because I am smart about this and know how to fix these things YouTube is causing, this fucking stalker is being allowed and enabled to do this because he's recognized what YouTube wants. So he is allowing them to use him to do this to me and my family, which is the entire fucking scam. And I can't believe I have to tell the feds that. Can't believe I have to tell anybody that. But that's it. There it is. So, it's a shame that people aren't ahead of this. But, you could involve people, you could pay people, smarter people than you. Why don't you work with a Pencester or something, somebody that's smart? Pay them. Hire them.
Is, when you have someone who is manipulating or changing or altering your numbers and your views and your comments and your likes and so forth, it can make it pretty challenging. And, quite frankly, after YouTube suspended me in April 2018, which I personally believe, in my opinion, for unjust cause, check out the video. If you want details, go to that particular video. But the bottom line, what I'm getting at, is that I've had some time to think and to ponder the question, why should I stay? Why should I stay? What am I benefiting? I mean, number one, the topics... See,
it always comes down to that, right? This is the point. This is why I know this is what the ultimate goal is with them. They want people to quit. They don't want people to live stream. They just want people to upload. And they'll even cause problems for that. And demote that and cause issues for that. Like YouTube really is disgusting. And I've talked about how this company makes billions of dollars a year off advertising revenue, and then they're still doing this. Fucking disgusting company. What a fucking disgusting company.
I cover and the topics I'm passionate about, to do with mental health, to do with pharmaceutical drugs that are potentially dangerous and could cause destruction in your life. My topics to do with healing, health, hope, faith, and just some, interesting topics even to do with dreams, to do with spirituality. There's, a pretty wide variety of interests I have, but I believe that my interests are not really aligning up with YouTube's agenda. You know, their agenda may not be as conservative, but it also, they're not for people such as myself who are whistleblowers who will call out the truth. You know, sometimes.
So, what she doesn't understand is YouTube is doing this. She's trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, unfortunately. Well, I've already done this a million times, and they take advantage of you hardcore. Okay, in 2024, YouTube made $36.1 billion in advertising revenue. Meanwhile, they are like sitting here causing problems for people that they think have ad blockers, causing problems for people that do have ad blockers. Even if they think you have one and you don't have one, they'll sit there and they'll put some fucking shit on your screen and make it cause some sort of fucking problem for you. YouTube is so fucking disgusting. They will sit here and fuck your shit up left and right all fucking day long and be all fucking invasive all inside your fucking browser. All just because they, I was using an ad blocker. Fuck. Meanwhile, my whole family's getting stalked and doxxed and they're violating federal laws every day. Lying about the views every day. But, you know, they'll endlessly cause problems for people, even if they think they're using one and they're not. And again, this is just one demographic of person they'll fuck with. They'll fuck with you, just because. Yeah, honestly, there's a few cases I've seen where, it just seems like YouTube started doing this and doing the whole fucking lying and breaking of the channel bullshit just because, somebody made, one mistake or looked bad or something like that. And, just wanted to continue this cancel culture bullshit. Yep. And, I mean, this is disgusting. YouTube's disgusting. What a disgusting company. Fucking disgusting. You're disgusting, YouTube. You are disgusting, YouTube. You are disgusting, YouTube. You are disgusting, YouTube. YouTube's promoting slot machines instead of the stuff that we're the real talk here.
Most people don't appreciate truth tellers. Some people are very intimidated by us because they don't want us to blow the whistle. They don't want us to share the truth. And they find ways to silence us, to censor us, and to keep us quiet. And I myself have experienced this, and so many other people, whether it's on Twitter or Facebook, people are talking. Every day I'm reading people's posts. Recently it was someone on Twitter saying that their content was deleted and removed for whatever reason, and then on Facebook it's constant. On Facebook, I have to say, because Facebook is probably the #1 social media source, especially for people 30 years old on up, there's a lot of issues going on with Facebook. I actually question if we should call Facebook hate book, because nowadays it's turning a little bit ugly, a lot of ugliness and hate and mean and division coming on out. And so it really is disheartening, because social media and just the internet in itself could be used for something so positive. But you know what? Sometimes we have to understand that things happen and people are not always on our team. They don't always believe what we believe, that we could have a difference. And while it's fine to have a difference of opinion, because hey, I've had plenty of people share on my comments of my views, my videos, that they're not having the same view as me. They may have had a different experience, and so we could really appreciate that. We could really understand that. And in this world, it's fine that we could have different experiences and different viewpoints and opinions. But the problem is when there is this unfairness and this manipulation and changes in the numbers that are not adding up, and the discrepancies are so gigantic, we can't miss it. I mean, anyone who has a YouTube channel, you need...
as we're discussing this and she continues to talk about silencing and censoring, we see them drop the stream to 0 views and fucking start lying. Again, taking this down to... How, again, when we know this isn't true. We've seen huge gaps of times of essentially 2, 3, 4 concurrents in the stream for huge, like 10, 20 minutes at a time. This is why YouTube wants to fucking lie. Because they owe me a lot of money. And they don't want to pay it out. Trust me, YouTube, I'm going to see you in court. You owe me a lot of money. You owe me a lot of money. And I'm going to see you in court. You're sitting here lying about this. You already owe me super chats. I've been well over my fucking watch time hours. I've been over my watch time hours since before I had 1,000 subscribers. I've been over 1,000 subscribers for fucking over a year. Now you're sitting here and fucking lying. I don't even have super chats. You're fucking just breaking shit, lying about shit that I should have. Yeah, lying about what? Yet again, I have enough watch time hours. So YouTube can sit here and they can fucking send me 20 some emails back and forth making some shit up about some fucking stalker stalking my family all over their platform, doxing my address, not doing a goddamn thing, violating federal laws. But meanwhile, this fucking stupid piece of fucking shit, trash ass fucking platform is gonna take away and pretend that they didn't take away the automatic function of super chats. That shit's pretty fucking automatic. Yep, you get the prerequisite and it just happens. Yep, they already had my information. Yep, and that's right. It's stalked and doxed all over a fucking stalker's YouTube channel. So you can't say you don't fucking have it, you stupid motherfucking morons. You stupid motherfucking morons. You stupid motherfucking morons. You can't pretend like you don't have it because my street address is typed directly in the title of a fucking video right on some stalker's fucking YouTube channel that you haven't removed. So you can't pretend like you don't have my info, you dumb motherfuckers.
You need to go into your analytics. You need to be saying, do you have more men? Do you have more women? Who are your viewers? What country are they from? What videos are your top videos? Put more time and attention into those.
How about we talk about when YouTube sat here and fucking censored a United States flag several times, but never censored any other fucking emoji. Should we look at that? Should we look at how YouTube censored, because YouTube is a terrorist organization that censors US things and likes Russia. They are a terrorist organization that likes Russia. So here's a post that I made, and you see how it just says US a whole shitload of times instead of what it should fucking say. You see that? Check this out. This is really cool. You want to see something really cool? Wow. Wow, it works. Wow, look at that. Wow, almost as if they broke it. Wow, look at that. Emojis. And it's the same post. Almost as if, oh, that's right, YouTube fucking broke it. And again, that's the only fucking emoji I've ever seen fucking do that shit. Yep, that's the only one. And they also broke it way back here, too. They broke it back here, too. Let's go back here. Oh, let's see. Oh, there it is. U.S. Okay, well, I got news for you. That actually works, if you see there. Yep. So, YouTube definitely into some terrorism and censoring U.S. agenda. What the fuck, YouTube? You fucking disgusting company that censors the U.S. flag. You fucking disgusting company that censors the U.S. flag. What a fucking disgusting company. Actually censoring the U.S. flag. I already just showed you that. I just showed you twice them censoring it. I just showed you twice them censoring it. I showed it twice. I showed twice YouTube fucking censoring the U.S. flag. Twice. And not, okay, again, all these emojis that work just fine. Look, here's an emoji that works just fine. Oh, right, that's right, we talked about this before. Look, here's another emoji that works just fine. Oh, that's right, because TrashTube just fucking censors the U.S. flag for no fucking reason. Garbage. That's the only emoji I've ever seen them do that to.
Always converse with your subscribers and your viewers. Always answer questions. Be there to like what they say, to hit the love button. Give a little love to your subscribers.
What the fuck?
Because, this is what it's all about. It's about building relationships. It's about making very meaningful...
Right, and then we did that, and then some stalker sat here and started harassing all these other channels that we built relationships with and trying to ruin those relationships and fucking with my channel and stealing my streams and stalking my family. That's right, YouTube is facilitating and enabling a stalker, and my street address is typed right into the fucking title of a fucking video right on his fucking channel, and all over his fucking channel are pictures of my fucking family members that he stole and stalked off Facebook and just posted all over his fucking channel. And YouTube has been sitting here on this for like fucking 8 months, like fucking 6-8 months. They've known about this. They've been seeing it go on. They've been fully aware of it. YouTube is full of fucking shit. You fucking lying, fucking disgusting piece of fucking shit company that fucking manipulates U.S. citizens. You're terrorists. This entire company is a terrorist organization. We're going to prove it all on Twitch. We are going to go to Twitch and do a show all and prove it. This entire fucking organization. YouTube is a fucking terrorist organization.